Hi, my name is Ken Barton, and I'm going to be discussing WRAP, Wellness Recovery Action Plan, developed by Mary Ellen Copeland, the 5 key concepts in the Wellness Toolbox. The 5 key concepts of WRAP start with hope, um, personal responsibility, education, self-advocacy, and support. With WRAP, hope is the basis, the beginning of the process of developing a wellness recovery action plan. You've got to have hope. Sometimes we need people to hold our hope for us. We need people who are supportive to do this. Um, Hope is something that we ask people to think about things that it kind of are images of hope for them, like the Statue of Liberty, say a newborn baby, things like that give people hope for the future. So hope, being the first of the 5 key concepts, is a great place to start in your wellness recovery. Um, Within WRAP, there's a story about remembering Kate, which is the story of Mary Ellen Copeland's mother and her own journey with mental illness. The second of the 5 key concepts is personal responsibility. You have to take personal responsibility um, for what's happening in your life. You've got to give up blaming other people and everything else and for difficulties of your life, and realize that it's the things that you've chosen, it's the path that you've been given, that you need to take responsibility for. Doing all you're capable of promoting your recovery and your wellness, accepting yourself as you are. That's probably the hardest thing about personal responsibility, is to accept who you are and the things that are happening within your life. So those are the first of the 5 key concepts: hope, personal responsibility. The third is education. Um, you've got to educate yourself. You've got to educate yourself on your illness. You've got to educate yourself on how your recovery is going to look and how it's going to shape in your life. You have to educate yourself on, for me, I had to educate myself on depression. I have a diagnosis of major depression and panic anxiety and PTSD, and so I had to educate myself on 3 different things. So you can do this by going to libraries, going to websites, going on the internet and doing searches, DVDs, CDs. There are great books out there. Mary Ellen Copeland has developed a wide variety of educational material that you can access through her website at the Copeland Center as well. The fourth of the 5 key concepts is self-advocacy. You've got to be your own self-advocate. You've got to say what you need, tell people the things that you need, and know what those things are, and develop a sense of, again, going back to personal responsibility, just developing a go-get-em kind of attitude with self-advocacy, like just knowing what is right for you. So believing in yourself, knowing your rights, deciding what you want and working toward those things, getting the facts, that's where education comes in, and planning your strategy, knowing how your recovery is going to look for you. That is a very important part of the 5 key concepts. The fifth of the 5 key concepts is support, which is probably the most important thing. We all need support, and in the beginning I mentioned with hope that sometimes we need people to carry our hope for us, and you can get this by having a supportive team. We recommend through WRAP that you have 5 supporters. These 5 supporters can be good friends, they can be colleagues, they can be, say, your therapist, your counselor, any of those people, maybe even your medical doctor. All of those people are great supportive people. So those are the first 5 key concepts of WRAP: hope, personal responsibility, education, self-advocacy, and support. Now we're going to talk about our wellness toolbox. The wellness toolbox has very various different parts to it. The first of those parts is developing a daily maintenance list. Your daily maintenance list is what you're like when you're well. It's like things like whenever I'm well, I'm happy, I'm jovial, I'm engaged, I'm cheerful, I'm talkative, I'm withdrawn. Maybe that's one of your five key, maybe one of your daily maintenance plans are on your list. Just whatever you are like whenever you're well. And then things that keep you well, developing good supportive relationships, maybe 20 minutes of relaxation of meditation a day, writing in your journal for at least 15 minutes, getting exercise for at least half an hour, drinking 8 ounces of water a day. That's a big one for me. Eating 3 healthy meals and healthy snacks. I really try to stick to that. I don't do it all the time, but that's something that I really try to do with my daily maintenance list. The second thing in your daily maintenance, or in your recovery, your wellness toolbox, is triggers. Triggers are external things that happen that we have no control over. Say it may be, for me, anniversary dates of deaths of people that I've lost. Those are big things for triggers for me. Being overly tired, family friction, relationship ending, all of these can be triggers that can affect us in our wellness and in our recovery. As we go on and talk about our toolbox, you want to then spend some time writing down things that happen whenever things are breaking down, when things aren't going as well as they could be or should be. Maybe you're feeling overly sensitive, fragile, irrational responses to events and actions of others, feeling very needy, unable to sleep, sleeping all the time, avoiding eating, wanting to be totally alone, racing thoughts, risky behavior. All of those things can be things that are indicators of when things are breaking down. So, and you could also have like suicidal thoughts, maybe paranoia, inability to slow down, food abuse. There are many, many things that could be on your list of when things are breaking down. Then we go on and we talk about things that, when things are breaking down, the people that we need to reach out for, maybe our supporters, things like that. Medications and supplements, healthcare preparations, things like that are things that we need to have in order when things are breaking down. Because when they're breaking down, then this is not a good time to start writing up a RAP plan around how to deal with life as life changes. So also in that, we want to talk about who we want in our supporters. I mentioned supporters earlier. You want to talk about who you want to have maybe be in control for you whenever things are breaking down, that can carry out your wishes and things like that. Maybe making a list of hospitals that you would prefer to go to, or other treatment facilities. Maybe then you want to think about activating the plan and when it's appropriate and when it's time for you to activate this plan. Then we talk about post-crisis planning. Post-crisis planning is when things have broken down and then you realize that things are kind of getting better, that your crisis is kind of coming to an end, and you need to then think about what needs to happen from there, what you need to do as far as taking back some responsibility after you've asked some supporters to help you out with that. Post-crisis planning can be things like when it's appropriate for you to go back home. Maybe when things are breaking down that you need to spend time with maybe somebody else in their home, or have people come over and spend time with you and stay with you until you are feeling better. Things you might need every day after a crisis is over, that's important to put on your post-crisis planning as well. Then a timetable of all of those things. You know, you need um, to have like a time frame of when you need those things to end and when you need those things to begin. Um, that's important as well. Then the last thing is what things are like whenever after the crisis is over. Then you want to start thinking about going back to your life. Then um, really taking back control of yourself and your life. Then that's a very important stage of your recovery. RAP, well, your Wellness Recovery Action Plan, is a living document. It's something that changes all the time. It can be, you can add supporters, you can add things that make you feel better, you can add um, all kinds of things to your RAP program. So it's a living document. So that's talking about RAP and the 5 key concepts and the wellness toolbox. I hope you have gained some kind of insight as far as from yourself, and maybe you've gotten more interest in RAP and your wellness recovery action plan. And hopefully this will help. Thanks.